All right, everyone, we are live. This is Empress Lanice from the L Spot, and I'm so excited for tonight because we have Toronto-based R&B electro pop artist Kiia here. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing? Thanks so much
I'm
for having me.
awesome. I am amazing. I am so glad to have you here. It's the day before my birthday, so I get to celebrate with you tonight.
Woo! That's amazing. Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Thank
Nice.
you so
So
much.
midnight's gonna be your birthday?
Yes, midnight, it will be my birthday.
Oh damn. You gotta keep this going longer then. We gotta keep it going
Yes,
till
let's celebrate.
midnight.
Okay, so all right, so you have this new single out today. It's
Yeah.
called Around the Globe. Tell me
Yes.
more about the single. What inspired this single?
Oh man. This song was actually inspired by a true love story, like one of my personal relationships. And like I usually express myself by writing. I'm not really the type of person to talk about my emotions. So those people that know me, like I bottle a lot of stuff inside, and you always see me as this happy go kind of person. So it always comes out in writing. And then while I was going through one of my relationships, this is just something I wrote and on the guitar, and instantly like I fell in love with it. And when I played it for my producer in the studio, he was like, "Wow, I love that!" Like, and then he made the beat, and then I hopped on the mic, and next thing you know, we had a track.
Wow, that is amazing. So tell me like the story when writing your lyrics, because I know there's a process with artists writing lyrics. So like did you have to get in that mindset, or was it easy to write? Was it like just a quick one, two? Like just give us a story of how that process was like.
For this song specifically, this was one of the easier ones for me actually. Like it didn't take me too long. Like I've had some cases where a song takes me like 1 or 2 years to finish, just based on my life experiences. But this was one of those that uh, I was just thinking about writing something about maybe going from city to city, city hopping. And
Mm.
then because of the phase of my life and the relationship I was going through, this just came out naturally. So I was just like jamming on the guitar and playing with the cities. And next thing you know, like I wrote like maybe 5 or 6 pages, edited down to two, and there you have it.
Wow, wow. Yes, I listened to the track and it just most definitely put me in the zone, and it did feel like I was traveling to different places. Like the instrumental just put me in that state. It almost kind of felt like a meditation state in a way, as far as the instrumental, but then also I got that vibe of just the whole electro feel to it too. So it's most definitely amazing. How it all layered, and then just listening to your words is like I hear your story, like I'm just following along with you. So I just thought that was so amazing. So I want to know a little bit more about you. So you're from Toronto.
Yeah.
So you also had a previous single that reached, 2 million streams. So like how was that experience like of, being from Toronto, creating music and this R&B, electro and pop, like you have, variations. What was that experience like for you, just getting into that? And then I know I'm saying a lot, but I just remember that you also was actually supposed to go into another industry. You were
Mhm.
in fitness as well. So you chose music. So just share a little bit of your history of like how did you end up being here today?
That's actually a great question. And actually, fitness is still a big part of my life too. So like my background is Persian, right? So a lot of the roots go back to like I started with my first instrument when I was 7 years old. It's called the sitar. It's a traditional instrument. And then growing up in Toronto, um, the instrument really didn't fit in. I always felt like an outsider. And I was going through a lot in like, I have a crazy story, which we'll get into later. But, I've had a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, especially in my teenage years. I think fitness and music were always kind of an outlet. You know, it was just a way of me expressing myself. Fitness was mainly like just a way of getting my aggression out and all my frustrations, like all the stuff that I was going through, I would get rid of it in the gym. Otherwise, I'd be a really angry person. So, but music was always just a big part of me. And for most of my life, like I've been professionally involved in the fitness industry for 12 years now. And it's funny because people who know me from my music career, they only see that side. And then people who know me from my fitness career, they only see that side. And for the first time, actually, for this track, I brought them together. So the music video is dropping next week. And actually, like, we did some of the scenes in the gym.
Oh, wow.
And you're the first person to know that. Nobody knows that. So that's a big secret revealed right now.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of bring it together. For me, honestly, fitness and music are just a way of expression. And my main message to people is just like follow your heart, follow your passion, go after your dreams, forget the limitations, forget the barriers. You know, you get one life, especially with this coronavirus, you know, you can really see that you're not promised tomorrow. So do what's in your heart, like while you're here, right? So for me, my passion was music and fitness, and I just followed that. And you know, see how far it takes me. So far, I still love both. You know, the moment I feel like, you know, I'm not interested in one, I'll stop. But it's just a big part of my lifestyle, you know?
Right. No, that's amazing. And of course, fitness should most definitely be a part of your lifestyle, especially what's happening today, as you mentioned, like COVID-19, we're in a pandemic, and it's most definitely important for us to stay healthy. So it's actually good that you kept that part of you because like you're fit to get through this pandemic. And mentioning that, how has that experience been for you as an artist, just being not being able to travel, not being able to like do meet and greets, because right now you released a single and I'm sure you're not able to physically do events or have a release party.
Yeah.
So how is that impacting you, if it is?
Oh man, it's actually impacted me a lot. I haven't been leaving home much other than just going grocery shopping and just buying essentials and stuff. So in that sense, like I definitely be with my best friends right now, popping a bottle, you know, drinking it up. But I see everything. I try to look at the positive side of everything. So I feel like this pandemic, even though a lot of people complain, it was like it's a blessing in disguise for a lot of people actually, not just me. Like because North America, we live such a fast-paced lifestyle and we always go, 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 go. Sometimes we don't even have time to think, like, you know, where we're going. We're just going.
Right.
And it's almost like a treadmill and you're just stuck on there. And, you know, the bills, everything adds up so much that people don't have enough time to think. So for me personally, like, it allowed me to kind of step back. I had maybe, you know, 10 or 15 songs that were just kind of up in the air. I haven't finished. I finished all of them. I wrote a lot of new material. You know, I try to put everything that I'm going through right now in writing. And I also like I have a fitness business, and I also like I'm working on transitioning that online. So it's just a course that people can, you know, can purchase online, and you know that way I can still coach my clients and I can help them, but I can free up some time to focus more on music, which is like my main thing right now.
Right. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you are able to do both and you're like figuring out new ways to adapt to this because we don't know how long we're going to be in this. I know it's getting warmer outside. However,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that the pandemic is over. So it's I know there's gonna be many people tempted to go outside. Even myself, today was so warm outside. I did go take a drive and do a couple of errands. However, it's a different world now. It's the new norm. And I want to know, what did you discover about yourself within the past? I guess it's been what, 2 months now that we've been in this.
Mhm.
What have you discovered that you didn't know about yourself or didn't really become present to about yourself?
Ooh. Well, one thing that's like the biggest thing for me, I think, was that I realized that I'm not really scared of death,
Mm.
but I'm deathly scared of like dying with my music and my computer.
Oh, wow.
So like I just looked at my catalog and I'm like, wow, I have like maybe 20 songs that I haven't released. And it's because I'm such a perfectionist and I'm like thinking of like changing the words or doing this and doing that. And I was like, you know what? Just put it out.
Right.
So I started stacking everything to put out because I realized like, you know, I might be gone, but I want my message to be there. You know, I want to be able to contribute something to this world, right? So I think that was the biggest thing. It's just like I realized how fragile this life could be, and you
Mhm.
know, just not take a second for granted. You know, just go all in, give it all you got.
Absolutely. I most definitely concur with you on that. Same discovery of just like just doing it all. Like we have more time now, or I would say that we are more present to how much time we have
Mm-hmm.
to get all of these things done. And I want to know, oh my gosh, I just blanked on my question that I had for you. Um, so you mentioned that you are stacking up your music. So are you going to create an album or are you going to just start releasing the singles one by one?
Yeah, I have an album like 95% ready to go. It's just one more track that needs to be mixed and mastered. So I would say maybe one more single and then I'm gonna release the album.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the album. Do you have a name yet? And like what can
Mm-hmm.
we expect from the song?
So the album is called Love in Every Language.
Ooh, I love
Yeah, I
that.
love the name, right? And it's got a universal message. It's literally like because Toronto is such a multicultural city as well, and I love how there's no racism here and everybody just accepts each other, you know. So I just figured like music is a universal language for bringing people together, and you know that's kind of why I named my album Love in Every Language.
Mhm.
Also, I don't know if you're familiar. There's a book called The Five Love Languages.
Yes.
So I try to cover each of those love languages in each song, you know. So one of them is more about physical touch, and then another one's more like about acts of service and that kind of thing, you know. It's just
Wow.
embedded in there, you know. Um, but yeah, that's the name of the album, and I'm so excited to release. It will be my first album that I'll ever drop. So, but nowadays, you know, for like up and coming artists, it's better to release singles leading up to an album. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Right. No, that's amazing. I most definitely love the title. So what is your love language? Did you discover that?
Ooh, yes, absolutely. I'm a simple guy. For me, it's just words of affirmation. You know, I just need to hear it, and I'm also a very touchy person. So anybody who knows me, they know I'm a big hugger. You know, and like I love to kiss people on the cheek. I'm a hugger. So for me, it would be mostly words of affirmation and just physical touch. You
Um,
know, how
yeah,
about you?
I am quality time. Like I like to just spend quality time. As long as we're together, I am happy. So that's something
Nice.
I am that I discovered about myself. So yeah.
That's amazing. Love it.
So it's simple. I'm very simple. I'm easy. Just spend time with me and
Oh, that's amazing, right? Oh
Awesome.
man.
Okay, so all right. So you said you have this music video for your single.
Hmm.
Um, you said you're mixing both of your worlds, fitness and music. So what was the process of creating this video? Like was it before the pandemic or were you able to put something together during it?
It's actually a funny story because we were supposed to shoot it last summer, and then uh, I don't know, stuff just kept happening. You know, like life kept getting busy, and then finally we shot one of the scenes on the last sunny day of pretty much last summer. I think it was like in September that we shot one of the scenes. And then the next scene was maybe a few weeks after that we shot in the gym. And then we had this whole car scene that we were supposed to do, and it was supposed to be like a convertible ride, that kind of thing. But that's really funny because that actually took a couple more seasons. So it was supposed to be a fall shoot. It was supposed to be summer shoot, and it ended up being a fall shoot, and then we ended up doing it in the winter. So
Wow.
it's really cool. Like you see different seasons in this video, but it was all done before the pandemic. So for anybody worried about social distancing, that's why we're close in the video.
Awesome. No, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm glad you were able to get that in before the pandemic happened.
Thank
So
you. Me too.
what are your plans for the other singles? Are you, or what do you vision? Like, are you gonna try to make it work in your location, in your vicinity, or you're hoping that we can be able to go outside? Because I see some artists, they're sneaking outside and like shooting some
Yeah.
videos, especially because it's empty. So I get it, but it's like, what do you see happening for yourself?
Oh, well, you know what? I've actually thought about both scenarios just in case. So I have a backup plan. I have my original vision for the video, which obviously I'd love to do outside, and you know, with a lot of people involved. Like this one's gonna be a big video. There's a lot of people involved, but hey, worst comes to worst, if this pandemic goes on and we're still supposed to stay home, like I have other ways of just getting people engaged online and just sending stuff, because I
Awesome.
feel like this whole social distancing is more about just virtual connection.
Mhm.
I don't think people have lost touch with each other. For me personally, like I've actually become closer with some of my closer people in my life, like my mom or some of my best friends, like we're just talking on a deeper level right now, and our exchanges are just a little bit deeper because I feel like deep inside everybody just appreciates life a little bit more, you
Yeah.
know, and each other. Um, and yeah, honestly, I'm hoping for the best. I hope things open up. Like the next video wouldn't be for another couple of months. So we still have a
Congratulations.
little bit of time.
Yeah.
But either way, we have a backup plan. So you're
Aw-
gonna see a great video for loving every language, regardless.
Awesome. That's so exciting. Okay, so you are an electro R&B pop artist. So I was curious to know, well, I am curious to know who are some of your influences in each, genre, or if
Ooh.
there is one that covers every.
That's a great question, actually. My biggest inspiration, music overall, is Sting.
Okay.
I love Sting, and like the man's a great songwriter. He's a great singer. Um, he writes all his own stuff, and also like he's 65 years old. He's still relevant.
Yep.
He does yoga before going on stage. There's just way too many reasons. Like I just love the guy's lifestyle, and this industry is like everybody's in and out. So to still be relevant at like 65 years old and stay in that zone is just something that I look up to. Other artists, I would say Ed Sheeran, because of his performance style with the loop pedal and the guitar, like I really love that. And then electronic music, there's so many people, but the thing is, like, it's like they try to put me in an electronic category, and like my soul is R&B, so
Mm,
um, it's just kind of like the best of both worlds. But I love Neo. Um, who else? Like I love Toronto artists as well, like The Weeknd, Drake, Justin Bieber. Like they're all killing it.
yeah.
So I just take inspirations from different places. Like for me, I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to Persian music, I listen to Spanish artists, I listen to everything.
Yes. Do you feel like because you have different range or styles of music, do you feel like you've created your own lane, or that there is a lane for the combination of electro pop R&B? And I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, there's so many levels to it that in a lot of music you hear a little bit of electro, you hear a little bit of
Yeah.
pop and R&B. But do you feel like you have created your own lane, or do you feel like you're following certain artist pathways? Just from your
Uh,
perspective.
it took me a while, but I think that I'm finally in my own lane, and I kind of found my own twist to things. Although, like, I experiment a lot. Like, I'm not scared of, going totally off track with my next one. You know what I mean? So that's allowed me to explore things and take different things from different places. But so far, my sound has been pretty commercial, especially
Mhm.
for this album, just because, like, I think about it as like peeling an onion. So first I was in a band, and then I went solo. And then the first solo album's kind of commercial. And then next one, I'm planning to actually bring in more of like my Middle Eastern kind of flavor into it, you know? So
Mhm.
kind of like West meets East or East meets West kind of thing, you know? So it's like electronic production, R&B, but with a little touch of like an exotic instrument in there, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like the more I go, the more maybe courage I have to just bringing like my own elements and my roots into my music.
Right. And then I remember you said sitar. That's another form of a guitar, right? It's an instrument or is that a sound?
It's in the same family, so it's in the strings family. I think the instrument's like 3,000 years old. It's a very old instrument, but it's actually just got four strings. It's a very small instrument. I actually have it here. Um, you know, beautiful instrument, but with the guitar you can play rhythm. Sitar is mostly melodic. Like it's just great for making melodies. So it's great for songwriting actually.
Right. No, because when you said that earlier, it clicked a memory for me because when I was younger, and even when I
Mm-hmm.
was in college, so when I was in college, I studied music as a minor.
Mm-hmm.
So they taught you all about the different historical sounds and instruments, but then it also took me back to when I was younger, probably like in maybe junior high school,
Right.
where there was a program where we actually made our own instruments and they were telling us like the different
Wow.
ones. So that gave me like a flashback. And I was like, you know what? I haven't heard about that in so long. Um,
That's so cool.
yeah,
You guys
I
actually made
enjoy.
instruments in that program?
Yes, we made instruments.
Wow.
We don't have it anymore, but when I was younger, I remember they had the different woods, and we would
Mhm.
actually nail and or use the
Wow.
staples.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I honestly forgot I did that. That's how much because I do music too, but I'm now coming out as an artist. Like I've just been on the business side of everything. But
Wow.
it's so interesting of how much that was all embedded in me. And I always loved the different cultures of learning about the different sounds. And that most definitely reminded me when I was in college, where we were most definitely learning about the different cultures, about the different sounds, what they meant,
Mhm.
what rituals it was for. So I'm most definitely excited to hear your next set of projects, to hear your culture, to hear your sounds and rhythms, and even seeing you play the sitar. Like I think that would be pretty cool to incorporate all of that.
Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, it's like it's kind of weird when you think about it. Like you can't just unload all of it at once, right? Like I think if people just saw me playing sitar in my first track, they'd be like, "Who the hell is this?" You know. But I
Right.
feel like I can slowly introduce that, and then they'll accept it more.
Right.
But that's
So
amazing. What type of music are you doing?
I am doing R&B and inspirational. I would say it's gospel, but it's still on the R&B
Ooh.
side, so we'll just say it's inspirational. 2 years ago, I had released my very first single. So I'm not singing, I just wrote it and I had one of my friends sing it for me.
Nice.
So it's been an amazing experience, just being a songwriter in that way. And I have more music that I'm putting together, and I'm just fortunate to have friends that can sing and be a voice for me. Um,
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
yeah, so I'll be creating a project, and I'm just so excited about that. And I also do poetry. So for me, that's where I get to actually perform doing poetry. So just writing, and then next I just bought my piano because I know how to play the piano, but it's been a couple of years since I've played it. But so I'm reteaching myself how to play the piano.
Amazing.
However, it's just an exciting journey, and just instruments, getting back into that, and
Ooh,
just
that's amazing.
writing. Yeah.
Please do
So
share it with me. Like I'd love to hear your stuff.
thank you. Yes, I will send you my links on Instagram. I could send it to you that way. And
Yeah, I
let
can't
me
wait
know
to check
what
it
you
out.
think. Give me feedback. I most definitely appreciate that.
Would love that. That's amazing.
Thank you. So there's one more question that I really want to ask you. because you had talked about Sting and how he did yoga before he hit the stage. So I want to
Yeah.
know, what is it that you would do before you actually get on stage to perform?
Oh wow, that's a great question. Have you heard of priming?
Priming?
Yeah, it's a
No.
kind of meditation. Do you know Tony Robbins?
Yes.
Yeah, so I did some work with Tony Robbins, and he actually has this kind of meditation. It's just kind of putting yourself into peak state, you know? It's just my own version of meditation. So it's like maybe like a 10 or 15-minute meditation that I do
Mm-hmm.
uh, before doing anything, before performing anything. Like I
Oh, nice.
usually do it first thing in the morning every day, but before a performance, I usually do that as well. Just it just helps keep everything aligned, you know, breathe, calm everything down, and then boom, enter whatever I have to go into.
Yes.
That's usually my ritual.
No, that's good. Meditation, I've been practicing meditation as well. Like I have my own altar over here, and I meditate in front of it, and it does give like a peaceful, like you just get balanced, you get realigned. And then it's like a whole new energy comes with inside you where you can just go and do whatever it is that you got to
Exactly. And it just everything seems effortless. Then you're just in a flow. You know what I mean?
do. Yeah.
I feel like everything just lines up for you. It's actually amazing. Like people who haven't tried meditation, like I would definitely recommend. Like I'm not the type to sit down and like be quiet. I'll go crazy. But guided meditation I can do, or music, like some instrumental kind of music, like I can put on and just go into trance and boom. So that's usually the ritual.
No, that's so cool. I like to hear that. I know there's many artists that have different things that they do before they get on stage, like if whether if that's praying, um, whether if that's drinking, because I know
Yeah,
there's some artists that they gotta take a couple shots before they
for
hit
sure.
the stage. So everyone has their own different, vice of what it is that they do. So it's just always amazing to hear, what's new out there, what someone else does. So
It's
before
actually
we go,
amazing that you mentioned that, because
mhm.
when I was in the band, like my band partner was actually he's still one of my best friends, right? His name is Fashid, so shout out Fashid. So when we were in the band together, that was our ritual. Like we just have like I think it was Hennessy actually. We'd have like a double shot of Hennessy, cheers before going on stage, you know?
Wow, Hennessy, of course. Yeah, I couldn't do Hennessy. Hennessy, I'll probably be laid out.
There you go.
I'll
But
be
for me
done.
now, it's like after the performance. I just keep everything saved up for after. That way I have something to look forward to.
Awesome. That is so amazing. So before we go, just let everyone know where they can find your new single, how they can find you, and anything else you want to share that we may not have touched upon.
Oh, that's amazing. So I go by Kiia, so that's Kiia. So there's two I's in there. And then it's pretty much Kiia all across platforms. On Instagram, it's Kiia Music Official. On YouTube, it's Kiia Music. And on Spotify, Apple Music, it's all Kiia with two I's.
Yes.
So that's where they can find my music. Easiest way to get connected with me is through Instagram. Like I'm pretty active on there. And other than that, no, I just want everybody to stay positive and try to fish for the silver lining. Don't just count the days till this is over. When are we gonna go back? So obviously the old way was broken. That's why we ended up here. So instead of counting days before you get back, like try to make something of this time and maybe do something that you've never done before, or something you've been putting off. If you want to write a book, like get on it. If you wanted to just write a diary or whatever it is that you want to start, like this is the time. And while we have the opportunity, we might never get this again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for those words. Everyone, make sure you get his new single that came out today. He is checking, he is reposting. It's called Around the Globe. So make sure you go listen. It's an amazing song. And thank you so much, Kiia, for just spending time with me. I most
Thanks so much for
definitely
having me.
enjoyed our conversation. All right,
I
everyone. I
really
will see
appreciate
you
it.
next
Thank you.
time. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Watch out for the video next week.
Yes, let me know. Send me the link. Have Sasha
Absolutely.
send me the link so that I could post it on the website.
Will do, absolutely.
Awesome.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. And happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
I'll remember to message you tomorrow.
Thank you. Oh yeah, and we had our red lights tonight.
Oh yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Nice.
All right, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Enjoy.
Have a great night.
You too.
I'll talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.